From the area known as Patriot Place, EA Sports set for football at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here. As it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the New England Patriots. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead. And we're off in week 2. And this one's definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard after the 36. We can look at this Patriots defense. This unit, 3rd best in the NFL at stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results are pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after one week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now Lawrence. And he's got his man in stride complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action with Lawrence. To the right side, catch made by Booker. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with the goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals, all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The catch and run good for 24 yards.
Defense gives up a touchdown to opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those boys back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Patriots had 0-1 of the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
Allen going throw. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And it's going to be another first down as they get him to the ground at the Lions' 24-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Action. Now it's Allen. Now he's going to step up, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Shamar Stewart in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen. He's in the space past the 25. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. Well, we know he can run the football, too. He's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
56. Now Allen. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Patriots are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. First and goal and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run.
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. McCaffrey is into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown.
That's a great response here in this first quarter. And what I like about it is how they put this drive together. The other guys scored quickly to start the game, but this was smart football. To not feel like you have to go out and score quickly yourself. So they worked the ball down the field, took their time, and finished with the touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At their own 35-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated moves. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown, but their last time out, we can repeat that, Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're motivated.
And he's finally taken down, and it's a big game there on what will turn out be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. That's complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 8
yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Patriots' 28-yard line.
Second and a couple. Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Lawrence going to fire down wide, complete. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Patriots' 19-yard line.
Lawrence. Throw out wide to Walker. No gain on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Coming up here with 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Lawrence to throw. And it is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Emeka Egbuka, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions have taken the lead. The extra point now for Morales. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Lions 14, Patriots 7. Andy Borregales set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, trying to tie this football game. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 39 yards there, a big one.
All right, I've got to be careful here. All right, he's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What he's saying, I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there, let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely, still got a lot of life left in those legs. ground on first is McCaffrey. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Here's second and 5 now from the 22. To the air, Allen. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he will reach the 8-yard line before
Great call.
sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Left side, it's caught by Mitchell. So nothing doing there. And it'll bring up a second and goal. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. So they tried runs on 1st and goal and 2nd and goal, got stonewalled. Now from here, they've got to throw, right?
I would think so, and I would think you also maybe want to come up with something different in terms of formation. Maybe spread things out a little bit, even though you're down near the goal line where things are tight. Get it spread out a little bit and try and find some room to play.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. Now Allen. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now the question, what do you do here? Time's not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint where you got to make sure you don't take a sack here, don't end up in the end zone, ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Lawrence will throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw Lawrence. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Walker. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down. Here's Lawrence. Repeated the last play, finding Walker. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. From the shotgun, Lawrence. That's complete. Lambert Smith. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to 45. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Again, it's Lawrence. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. As it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Working the middle of the field, he's got a man complete. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. And this was definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
As quarterbacks like to do, he pushed it downfield on that throw. But I think that since he's outside the pocket and there was open space, it would have been a good time for his first carry in the game.
Now a throw here out wide. He might be looking to throw this again. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
At their own 47-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be one completion away from stealing a field goal here. Open man down the field, that's Ligon. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it in double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit, and won his one-on-two matchup.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
as a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
If these guys got to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Alert! Gun!
Here's Allen to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over in that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
This is certainly a team that's proven it likes to target its backs through the air defensively. They were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Round 80, middle. Half 85. What's up?
To throw it's Allen. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And he bats it away and it falls down incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
Half. Hey, home. Look out.
They do go for it. Here's Allen. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
Hey.
Walker now, 1st and 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Ken Walker, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Andres Borregales set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to pull your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this passage. We need you to get us back on on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Allen, good throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
But when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of conversion as they come up on third down.
Alert, alert, alert! Stop, 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 stop. Regular, 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 regular. Look out.
Allen. He'll try and do this himself. And he gets this across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The decision to touch and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4.
Nice call on defense, rolling up the nickel package for this big third down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big fourth down call.
Hey, tight. 180. 5 wide, 5 wide, 5 wide.
Allen will look to throw for it on fourth. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 21 yards there. A big play on fourth down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 41.
319.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. Nice as he forward here with just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 37, they work on second and 6. Here's Allen. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's third down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is third and 4.
Middle, middle, middle. 180. Out.
Now Allen. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Throwing now is Allen. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Lions are going to get it back here just past the 35. Offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Lawrence with a quick throw outside. That's complete. Now he's free at the 35. Touchdown! Keandre Lambert-Smith, 68 yards. And the Lions have opened the lead up to 30. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. And that one not returning, not by a large stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Hey, you're right about that. Tonight's working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone. It looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
Alert, alert, alert! Hey, hold. What's that?
Allen now looks to throw. On the RPO, will keep it himself. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
180! Off 52. Alert! What's that?
Looking to throw. Allen going to run with it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know you can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book out. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
319!
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Second and 15.
Monday! 180! Gun! Look out!
To the air, Allen. Taking it left side, it's Wilson. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 16 yards. A good pickup there at 22. Three tight ends in the ball game here on first and 10.
16-yard line.
Round 80! Middle! Alert!
Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved. The full start backs him up 5. First and 15.
180! Hey, tight!
And here's motion again. And that's going to be 2 in a row. it for the third time. And the Lions are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew the passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, Bob, because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they wait for it.
Hey, run!
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Now Lawrence. And that one complete downfield to Johnson. And out across midfield down to the 45. That one covers 29 yards, first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers on. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. 47 yards rushing forward now to this point.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here we go.
Sticking with the ball on second down. And now we're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Hey, easy, Ralph.
Yeah.
Ralph. Hey, Ginger, back.
They'll try for the first with Walker. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on first. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And they'll try and throw forward with Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, Ginger.
On the count, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
These guys receive it. That's a good one. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
Easy, read it.
Now Lawrence to throw. It's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything works today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling again.
you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter. But second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that, and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on.